like to call the August 8th voting session of Keystone Central School District to order. Please stand for the pledge to the flag and a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. A roll call, please.
Dr. Baldino,
Here.
Mr. Cannon, Ms. Donahue, Mr. Elling,
Present.
Mr. Johnson,
Here.
Mr. Knopf,
Here.
Ms. Lynch. Here. Mr. Scott,
Here.
Ms. Smith. Here. 7 members present.
Okay, the first thing on our agenda, probably the best thing, the recognition of the Skills USA national competitors. Dr. Redmond?
So if I could have the board come and stand in front of the bench here, I'm going to read a letter and then have you all come one at a time and just introduce yourselves and shake hands with the board. Will that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't stand it.
Well, you know what I mean.
Right.
On behalf of the Board of Directors of the Keystone Central School District, I am delighted to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you for earning first place and 8th place at the Skills USA National Championship. Your dedication, your hard work, and exceptional skill in your chosen field have not only set a high standard, but have also brought great pride to our district. Competing on a national stage is a remarkable achievement, and your success is a testament to your commitment and perseverance. The Skills USA National Championship represents the pinnacle of vocational and technical skill, and your participation reflects your outstanding abilities and determination. We are inspired by your achievements and are confident that you will continue to excel in your future endeavors. Please know that your accomplishments have been celebrated by the entire Keystone Central community. We are incredibly proud of you and look forward to seeing all the great things that you will achieve in the future. Once again, congratulations on this well-deserved recognition. Your success is a shining example of the excellence we strive to cultivate in our students.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to also introduce our 2 advisors for the Skills USA Club that have done a wonderful job. It's a pleasure when we see kids go to nationals, especially when we finish as high as we did. In my 31-year career, I've had 4 or 5. I've had 2 national champions. I've been very lucky to see that happen. I'd like to pass it to Chelsea or Ashley to say a couple words.
Good evening. Thanks for having us tonight. Skills USA is a national organization. It's available to all career and technical education students. We have about 100 members student members in our chapter here at Keystone Central. So that's pretty amazing for our small community. Skills is really designed to empower our career and technical education students. We are encouraging them to become career-ready leaders, skilled professionals, and responsible community members. That's our goal for these students. This year, with our 100 students, we had about 50 students who chose to compete in 29 different competitions. Those competitions are designed for them to really sharpen their skills that they're learning in our career and technical education. With those 50 students, they competed in districts or they made it right to states with a bye. We had 25 students who competed at the state level in Hershey, Pennsylvania for 3 different days of competitions. Of those 25, 12 students placed in the top 3 in their competitions. And then these lovely 4 ladies placed first at the state level. So we were able and honored to take them to Atlanta, Georgia for the week and experience Skills USA at the national level.
And the National Leadership Conference for a week in Georgia was quite terrifying, to say the least, to bring our students that, you know, there are children now for a week, but you would have been so proud. I mean, there was the please and thank yous without being told. There was the shaking hands to community members, to leadership, to employers and colleges. And they really represented the PA team, but our school tremendously. So they did fantastic, of course, on the podium, but just all around, these girls are some well-rounded individuals and the parents should be so proud. So thank you for raising such awesome kiddos.
Say about your experience.
Oh yeah, it was such a good time. I was so excited just to meet all of the different people that were there, participating in all of the different competitions. Honestly, it was just an opportunity for me and all these other girls here to kind of expand our horizons. I think one of my favorite parts was actually going to the Texpo to see all of the industry presentations. You get to see how the skills that we learn in our CTE classes and that we use to prepare for Skills USA are applicable to the workforce.
Our experience there was really amazing. We made lots of new friends, had lots of fun experiences. But most importantly, we want to thank the community for helping us with our project, because without the community, our project would not have gone to nationals. And we'd also like to thank them, and of course, because they took us there and they sacrificed their time to spend with us, and we love them for it. Thank you.
I also want to say that after the state competition, I haven't shared with you 3, I received a letter from a judge that I know personally. That was an inspiration to me. And it's really nice. It says how professional they were. He is judged for 27 years. It is the best group he has ever seen at the state competition. And I'll share that with you when you come back to school. I'll get you a copy. I've reached out to him to talk to him about how he did at nationals, because he wanted to know. He was an ex-director here, Mr. Marolo. And I was under his tutelage for a while, but he was so impressed with the way you presented yourself at the state competition. He really, really, really knew you should have been at nationals. And that's a lot coming from him. So before we end tonight, I want to show the board the school also gets a gold medal. That'll be displayed in the display case outside the office. There is a display case with Skills USA members. All their names will be put on a plaque. It'll be put in there. Plus, now we're thinking about like they do for sports, we're gonna do a big board that has their names and how they placed at nationals in the year. We can trace that back. I told Roger a little tidbit. First national place winner at Central Mountain High School came from the horticulture class. That's why I want the board, Roger. Just teasing. But, and then we will also have, these are being produced. You will see these hang in the school as a banner for our national champion. And they will be in 3 different places within the school with Sophia on them. Sophia is seeing this now. I did sneak it to her the other day. I saw her in sheets. Said, hey, I gotta show you something. But, so this will be displayed and we'll make sure you get a copy. Matter of fact, you can take that one tonight. And they will be in 3 different places. The main lobby, Deb and I had talked about, CTC office, and in her classroom. So that'll be the next step. Yeah. I think Mr. Varelli.
Quickly.
Chelsea, would you come up here, please? This year at Central Mountain High School, we are starting a brand new tradition. The tradition is a championship belt. And the championship belt has our hashtag on that is Dream It, Do It. And I think the first recipient of this belt couldn't be anyone better than someone who exemplified taking our students to the point of them dreaming it and then doing it. So I'd like to present this to you. Hopefully this carries on. We ask that once school starts in a couple of weeks, you look for another staff member that exemplifying the same dream it, do it mantra, but you deserve it. And we're very proud of you. She doesn't have to wear it every day, but at one point I do need a picture of her wearing it. Yes. Yes. Do you understand? I heard that your husband's actually a pretty good wrestler too. He's not even here right now. Congratulations. Girls, congratulations. You made us very proud.
Can we get a picture of the group together with the board?
How you want to do that?
You have to wear it every once in a while. I wear it in certain
Okay. Where's your belt? Oh, you gotta hold your belt up. Yeah. I'm sorry. Hold on, we gotta go get her belt.
All right, everyone look this way and say nationals.
Nationals.
Oh, you gotta get one with the belt on.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah.
Scrape it over your shoulder.
Yeah, but you gotta make sure it's showing. Just like tires.
Say dream it, do it.
That was love. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
There you go, who the boss? I got no clue.
Ah. Okay, it's gonna be tough to top that, but we're moving on. Do we have any visitors signed up? No visitors. Next up, superintendent's report, please.
All right, I have a couple of things that I want to mention here. There's been some conversation about minutes and how we record information here with just kind of recording things that happen with the board. So Christine and I spent a little bit of time looking at Robert's rules on this. And Robert's rules has some information on what our minutes should look like. On page 120 of Robert's Rules of Order in brief, it's the name of the book, the question is raised, isn't it necessary to summarize matters discussed at a meeting in the minutes of that meeting in order for the minutes to be complete? And the response is no. Not only is it not necessary to summarize matters discussed at a meeting in the minutes of that meeting, it is improper to do so. Minutes are a record of what was done at the meeting, not a record of what was said. So keep that in mind as you see future minutes come, we're going to be adhering to the Robert's Rules of Order because that's kind of the underpinning of the way our policy reads around how we conduct our board meetings. On the approval of the minutes, we would like to send out the minutes of previous meeting before they are put on the agenda for approval. In this way, the board members can send corrections to the board secretary prior to the meeting so that the minutes are correct and ready for the board to review in the work study and then adopt in the voting meeting. Christine will generally send meeting minutes to the members for review 1 week after the voting meeting. So she'll send, hopefully by next Thursday, she'll send the minutes for you to review so that it's ready when we come in to the work study meeting. So please have all of your corrections to Christine and Butch and to me by the Friday before the work study meeting. So if we're meeting next Thursday, then you have to have them the Friday before so that we can get them all integrated. So that makes sense.
Committee stuff also?
No, that's just the
board.
just the
Okay.
board meeting minutes. Yep. Another thing that's come up is board members have asked for a categorical breakdown of the financial information to be available. Please recall that in the report section of the agenda, there are 3 reports. The treasurer's report, which shows the various districts' investments, accounts, and balances. The financial statement, which shows total revenues and expenses, as well as more detailed information on expenses in the various sectors of our system, such as regular ed, maintenance, food service, that kind of thing. The Finance Committee has the first opportunity to review these reports on the 4th Tuesday of the month. And typically these reports are publicly available on the agenda, posted the Monday afternoon before the work study. I mentioned there were 3 reports in that section. The other one is the attendance report. Any questions about that? So when that question about categorical listing of how we're spending money, that's in that financial report. Also, last thing, October 8th at 10 o'clock in the morning looks like the best time for the next district to county board meeting. So if you can set that time aside and we will respond back to.
Aren't we going to
Oh,
the
that's
other
right, we're gonna
meeting
be
on
gone.
October the 8th?
Oh, that's a good point. Thank you for pointing that out.
Yeah.
We will be, well, at least
Plus-
the three of us will be.
Yeah.
The rest of the board can certainly.
Okay, and there's, another thing, if we don't get things ahead of time, I presume that at this meeting, we're supposed to be actually doing things at the meeting. Right, there's a board meeting scheduled, I think on the 10th, that seems like sort of a short gap to catch up if there's things important to look at.
I'm sorry, I'm not following.
If we're gonna be over in the Poconos
Mhm.
till the 8th, and then I think that there's a board meeting scheduled for the 10th. I think that we either need to get the stuff that we have to read earlier, or we need to postpone the board meeting or something, because that's a pretty short gap to expect to read, process, and think about.
You will have
Thanks.
access to that stuff. Let's see, we'll have a meeting on the 4th and the 11th. So you'll have all the information for the work study before the 3rd and the 10th. I'm sorry, 3rd and the 10th.
Yeah.
So you'll have all the information for the work study on Monday, the 30th of September.
Okay.
And then there shouldn't be much change between that, the work study on the
right.
3rd and then the voting on the 10th.
October the 8th at 8 o'clock?
Yes, no, at 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock. And where's that at?
Second floor of the Piper Building.
Okay, where we were.
Yeah.
Okay.
same place. With your permission, Butch,
Go ahead, I'm just putting in my calendar. So.
okay, I would like to have Dave Romanishin talk a little bit about a parking and parent drop-off and pickup change at the middle school.
Sounds good.
Good evening. If you've ever been by the middle school at the end of the day, and you have seen the line of cars waiting to pick up their children, or have seen kids scattering as walkers in every which direction, you might have noticed that might be a little bit of a problem. So over the summer, we've been working on a plan, Mr. Cardy, Mrs. Fergasi, Mr. Redmond, a whole lot of us, to one, focus on safety, making sure students are safer, and two, make it more efficient. So parents don't have to wait a long time to pick up their students. So the first thing, the gist of it is we are redirecting where the parent pickup line is. It currently goes in a little small loop of a parking lot by the door, which is kind of a bottleneck, and it's a safety issue. And we're going to redirect it where parents are coming up by Ben Avenue, by the tennis courts. And they're going to go in, if you're going into the Mill Hall Elementary loop, that first straightaway in the loop has a really long stretch of gravel on the right of it. So the plan is for parents to be going there, lining up. And how this will help safety-wise is we're going to have students, because right now walkers and pickups, they just come out, go every which direction. Students are crossing roads wherever they want. This is going to make sure that the pickup students are coming out and going to the right to get in cars with their parents. Parents leave, more cars pull up. It should be much quicker. Walkers, we're going to have go to the left, and we're going to be putting in a crosswalk by where the yield sign is at that intersection. And I believe it's going to have blinking lights to have, that will be where there's only one crossing for students rather than having to cross two roads. That area where parents used to go is going to be a pedestrian zone that we're going to block off with safety barriers to make sure that students are safe. As far as communicating this with parents, I think this is important because if we don't do this, it will be a nightmare. We've started already, kind of the beginning is we have Mrs. Klein from the high school, her husband donated last year a sign that you can program a message in. It was at graduation. So you may have noticed it. It's already saying new Central Mountain Middle School parking or parent drop-off pickup plan is coming. What we plan on doing over the next 2 weeks is having a description go out to parents through all of our different methods, through Dojo, parent messenger, all the ways we can, with a whole bunch of different ways, written description, video. We have a map already posted on the Central Mountain Middle School showing it. So we want to make it clear to help parents. Second thing is those first couple weeks, it's critical that we have a lot of staff. Officer Motter will be back there with his car with the lights flashing. I'll be out there, the assistant principals. We have our para scheduled to help direct students and help teach them. That first week, we're going to teach them where to go to keep it safe. So information's coming. If you have questions, just shoot me an email, give me a call at the school. And if you have suggestions too, thoughts, I'd always be willing to take those. But any questions for me now?
No, and I will say this, since I've lived across the street, every year it seems to get better and better and better. So I want to thank you because when originally it was a free for all.
Right.
And it really was, it was bad. And even though the number of buses and cars probably hasn't changed much,
Right.
every year it gets better and better. So your crew team, they've been fantastic.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, Dave.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on. We have a committee report, Mr. Scaff.
Just so that all the rest of you know, there's a couple of us that have been talking. We've been talking with Dr. Zangara, and for the safety and security meeting that we have 4 times a year, we think it's going to be very beneficial to have the SRO officers come to that meeting also. If they want to. A couple of them have expressed it. They'd like to be able to come in and share with us what they're learning in the field and some other things going on. They go to different trainings, they hear stuff at different schools. But for us to have a safety and security meeting and not have them involved is not very beneficial. So we're just gonna start bringing them with us to that meeting.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, moving right down to reports. Any questions on any reports? F1 treasury report, F2 financial report, or F3 enrollment report?
It's all the same. So-
Any questions on those?
No, nothing's changed.
Nope. Roger?
Okay. With that being said, then, I'd like to make a motion to pass the entire agenda except for those items specifically removed for special consideration. Does anybody have anything that they would like to have pulled?
We need to pull I-125.
I already have that marked down.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else? All right.
So we have a motion for to move the agenda with the exception of I business 1 through 5.
Mhm.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions?
Mm-mm.
Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the bills for payment in the amount of $2,714,849.48 as shown in the exhibit, with the secretary authorized to complete the necessary checks for payment.
Second.
We have a motion and a second on I-1. Any questions? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agreement with Link Computer Corporation with the Keystone Central School District for the 24-25 school year, not to exceed $45,526 paid for by the general fund.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions on the Link Computer Corporation? Not. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Mr. President, I'd like to approve the agreement make a motion to approve the agreement with the Lycoming Clinton Joinder Board with Keystone Central School District for the 24-25 school year, not to exceed $30,000 as presented.
We have a motion for I-3. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions?
How many schools are involved in that? Do we know?
This is only agreement between us and the county, but the county has with other people, I don't know.
Oh, okay, well, I saw Lycoming County, that's why I was wondering.
Lycoming Clinton Joiner that deal with mental health issues.
Right.
It's a partnership between Lycoming County and Clinton County.
Okay,
We're just taking on.
We're moving into that agreement.
Okay.
As far as schools, we don't know what they.
I didn't know who all was involved in that or not.
It's not really impactful on us because it's just the two
Okay.
SAPs that we have working with us.
Any other questions? We have a motion and second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passed.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve Dr. Frank Redmond and Christy Serafini Brooks as temporary authorized signers for the Enterprise Fleet Management Account.
We have a motion for the Enterprise Steiner. We have a second.
Second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions? Not. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Excellent.
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve the Bucks basic insurance quote through PSBA for unemployment claim coverage not to exceed $2,980 for the 24-25 fiscal year.
We have a motion to approve the Bucks Basic Insurance Agreement. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a motion and second. Any questions? Hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? About it.
All right, Mr. President,
I'll make the.
I'd like to make a
adjourn.
motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second. So thank you very much. Thanks for coming. Welcome aboard, Sam.